We've got former New York State Senator and Democratic strategist David Carlucci right over there, and New York City business owner who ran against AOC, Cherie Murray.
Yes.
Good morning to both of you.
Good morning, Steve.
All right, so Cherie, let's start with you. What do you think about this this duel between a very popular Republican governor versus a very popular Democrat governor?
Well, we just heard DeSantis say that Gavin Newsom might not even make it into the presidential contest. Well, he might not even make it into the presidential, make it as the presidential nominee for the Republican Party. I think he needs to worry about winning that contest first before he agrees to a premature debate with Gavin Newsom, and it may backfire, Steve.
Well, listen, it'll be a great forum for both of them because, David, I think people are going to see Ron DeSantis. You know, if Donald Trump does not show up for the Fox debate coming up in a couple of weeks, we're going to see Ron DeSantis in the center square. And then you see him on with Sean versus Newsom. I think a lot of people are going to go, okay, I've never heard so much from the governor of Florida. Yeah. But then at the same time, and I know you're a Democratic strategist, I think a lot of Democrats are going to go, that Gavin Newsom, he's so young. He's got many new ideas.
That's right.
Why do we have Joe at the front of the ticket?
Well, I think Newsom is just way too smart of a politician to challenge President Biden. President Biden is on a bullet train to re-election to the White House, and Gavin Newsom knows it would be political suicide to run against Biden. But I believe Newsom is running for president, just not this year or next year. It's going to be in 2028, and this is a great forum for Gavin Newsom. I think it puts DeSantis at risk. Look, DeSantis is actually running for president. Gavin Newsom is not. It gives him that opportunity to really poke holes or show DeSantis' lack of platform. Instead of just attacking Joe Biden, you're going to have someone be able to push back against DeSantis. So I'm looking forward to that debate. I hope it actually happens.
Well, Cherie, the problem for Joe Biden is, you know, we've seen the polls over the last 6 months. Something like 60-70% of Democrats wanted somebody else. And so they suddenly see this new shiny object from California. He's young. He's got new ideas. And it's like, why are we sticking with Joe Biden, whose economy not great, according to the numbers of people who don't feel like they're getting ahead?
Gavin Newsom appears to be very cocky. He has ruined California. He leads the country in out-migration. And I think that he needs to worry about running his state than chiming in on the presidential election. DeSantis also needs to focus on his lack of campaign. I mean, he's had a reset in the last coming weeks. And so he needs to focus on worrying about the issues that are important to the Republican voters so he can secure the Republican nomination in the upcoming primary.
And real quickly about, we showed that poll, the Siena New York Times poll, that Donald Trump certainly is way ahead on the Republican side, but half of the Republicans are considering somebody else. What does that say to you, David?
Well, I think, Donald Trump has done a masterful job of securing his base, but I think that half of the GOP voters is more concerned that is Donald Trump running for president or to avoid prison? And it seems like he's putting himself before the party, before policy, and he's talking about himself, and that's the problem. I think GOP voters are starting to get concerned about that, and I wouldn't be surprised if you start to see some other candidates gain.
Cherie's shaking her head. She gave you a no.
Listen, if you put all of the other Republican candidates together combined, Donald Trump still has more. He's leading the pack right now with over 50%, very much so. And so he's the nominee. I think he's going to be the candidate to beat, and I think he can beat Joe Biden should he be the Democratic nominee in next year's election.
I like the way you say, should he be?
Yes.
David hates that. All right.
He's going to be there.
Cherie, thank you very much for joining us live.
Thank you for having me.